In today's video, I'll show you 8 photos which supposedly captured real ghosts on camera. Of course, I can't be sure of their authenticity, although I know that all these photos have been checked and none of the experts found any sign of tampering. So are these photos real or fake? You decide. This is 8 ghosts caught on camera. Number 8. SS Watertown Ghosts. In December of 1924, an oil tanker named the SS Watertown sailed from California toward the Panama Canal en route to New Orleans. While they were sailing, James Courtney and Michael Meehan, crew members of the vessel, were cleaning a cargo tank in the ship's hold. In a freak accident, the 2 men were overcome by gas and oil fumes and died. On December 4, as was the custom of the time, the sailors were buried at sea off the Mexican coast. The next day, before dusk, the first mate reported seeing the faces of the 2 men in the waves off the port side of the ship. They remained in the water for about 10 seconds and then faded. For several days thereafter, the phantom-like faces of the sailors were clearly seen by other members of the crew. On arrival in New Orleans, the ship's captain, Keith Tracy, reported the strange events to his employers at the city's service company. It was suggested that he try to photograph the eerie faces if they appeared again. Captain Tracy purchased a camera before the next voyage. When the faces appeared in the water again, Captain took 6 photos and then locked the camera and film in ship's safe. The crew reported seeing the faces of the deceased seamen several more times, but their appearance became less and less frequent. The SS Watertown departed and continued its scheduled voyage to New York City. When the film was processed in New York, 5 of the exposures showed nothing but sea foam. The 6th one showed the ghostly faces of the doomed seamen. The negative was checked for fakery by the Birds Detective Agency, which found no sign of tampering. After a 3rd voyage, the ship's crew was changed and the men's faces were never seen again. So, what do you think? Is it true, or was this some cruel joke? You decide. Number 7. Old Newgate Prison Ghost. Probably one of the most common places where you can see ghosts or even take pictures of them are old abandoned prisons. This photograph was taken in 1988 in Newgate prison and shows the dark figure of a man. The picture was photographed by Lars Thomas, who was certain nobody had been in front of him at the time the shutter opened, then closed. The man in this photo appears to possibly be a shadowed form with wild hair and tilting head. Given its long dark history, Old Newgate prison is known as a place of haunting, a torturous site that could have created its fair share of ghosts. Many men and women were once imprisoned and executed there. Maybe this man is one of them? Is there a ghost still left in the prison? What do you think? Number 6. Tulip Staircase Ghost. As with many ghost photographs, the famous Tulip Staircase ghost photo was taken by someone who had no idea they had captured anything unusual until the image was developed. Ralph Hardy, a retired clergyman from British Columbia, was visiting the Queen's House at the National Maritime Museum in Greenwich, England, in 1966 when he snapped a picture of an interesting spiral staircase known as Tulip Staircase. Hardy returned home, had his pictures developed, and was showing them off when a friend asked who was on a staircase. Surprised, Hardy said that he had no idea and that there had been no one when he took the picture. The image has been examined by experts, including some from Kodak, who have confirmed that it has not been tampered with. The identity of the ghost, if that's indeed what it is, remains unclear, though some have speculated that it's a maid who supposedly died on the stairs 300 years ago. But I guess we'll never know if it's true. Number 5. Bachelors Grove Ghost Picture. Legend has it that Bachelors Grove Cemetery in Chicago, Illinois is very haunted due to victims of murder having been dumped there by gangsters. Reputed to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in the US, Bachelors Grove has been the site of well over 100 different reports of strange phenomena, including apparitions, unexplained sights and sounds, and even glowing balls of light. Founded in 1864, Bachelors Grove is also famous for a ghost picture that was taken there in August 1991 by the Ghost Research Society. GRS member Marie Hoff was taking black and white photos with a high-speed infrared camera in an area where the group had experienced some anomalies with their ghost hunting equipment. The cemetery was empty except for the GRS members. When developed, this image emerged what looks like a lonely-looking young woman dressed in white sitting on a tombstone. Investigators claim she was not visible at the time the photograph was snapped. Parts of her body are partially transparent, and the style of the dress seems to be out of date. Other ghosts reportedly seen in Bachelors Grove include figures in monks' clothes and the spirit of a glowing yellow man. To date, no one else has captured this ghost lady of Bachelors Grove in photo or video, and it's likely to stay that way as the cemetery is now completely closed to the public. Number 4. The Corroboree Rock Ghost Picture. In 1959, this famous ghost photo was taken by Reverend Blank at Corroboree Rock near Alice Springs, Australia. This photo has been around for many years and had been analyzed by experts and critics, but still defies explanation to this day. According to the legends of the site, the place was known for being a spot where the Aboriginal tribesmen carried out terrible ceremonies in the past. It's known that there was no other human activity in the area at the time the photo was taken. Yes, it wouldn't be difficult to fake this photo with modern photo manipulation software, but it would have been nearly impossible to do so in 1959. This famous photograph seems to show a woman holding her hands in front of her face, looking away. Blank claimed that he was alone at the time the photo was taken and that he only intended to capture the natural beauty of the place. The mysterious apparition was discovered during the development of the negative, and since then photography has joined the many legends surrounding Corroboree Rock, which has long been a place of spiritual importance to the Aboriginal people of Australia. Number 3. 1929 Ghost. This picture was taken by Robert D. Walsh at a mill in the United States and was first published in 1929. Many people believe that this photo shows a woman on a staircase, hand on a railing. Her dress is quite easily discernible within the light. When the photograph was taken, the photographer, Mr. Walsh, did not feel anything or noticed anything strange at the time. He was renovating the inner staircase and needed a photographic aid to measure timber needed for the project. He didn't see anything other than the staircase and timber-jointed roof while taking the photograph, and he swears nobody other than himself and his dog were present. However, he did note that his dog was acting a little strangely in the vicinity of the staircase that afternoon. Who was this woman, and for what reason her ghost could appear in this place? Work continued on a mill several weeks later, but still nothing out of the ordinary was reported. Mr. Walsh died in November 1943, having sworn many times to the authenticity of the enclosed photo. Number 2. Waverly Hills Sanatorium Ghost. Opened in July 1910, the sanatorium had been a major cause of controversy during its operations, having been accused of overcrowding, mishandling of patients, and their unconventional, rather inhumane ways of treatments. Only 5% of the admitted patients actually survived their ordeal, and as many as 8,000 patient dead bodies were carelessly thrown down a chute and then taken out of the building through the underground tunnel. This method of disposing the bodies was confidential and only known to the doctors of the sanatorium, who wanted their live patients to be unaware of the quantity of dead bodies. This photo was taken on September 10, 2006 at the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. It was taken on the 4th floor of the main hospital building around 7 a.m. As you can see on the right of the frame, there appears to be the apparition of a young woman with dark hair. She is commonly believed to be a young girl named Mary Lee. Some people claim that she is a legendary nurse who allegedly hung herself in room 502 after either learning that she was pregnant by a doctor or had tuberculosis or both. Others believe she was one of many of the patients who lived and died in the facility over the years. Number 1. Someone in the kitchen. For the first place, I decided to take a photo from our sanctuary. Jennifer Hodge, 57, from Atlanta, Georgia, had been in bed watching TV with her daughter Lauren when she received a notification on her phone. The thing is that someone was spotted in her kitchen, so the security camera took a photo and sent a picture to her. And when she opened the image, she saw a transparent male figure that looked just like her son Robbie, who died 2 years earlier of a drug overdose. She said, "The phone was laid between us and I got this message notification saying someone was in the kitchen. They rushed into the kitchen terrified by the unusual sighting but found no evidence of a break-in. The exceptionally clear image appears to show a male figure wearing pajamas in the family kitchen. Miss Hodge is sure that this transparent figure is her son." She claims she is still freaking out after seeing the eerie figure, but finds comfort in believing it's a sign her son is at peace. So guys, that was 8 ghost pictures caught on camera. If you have snapped a ghost picture, be sure to let me know about it. Here is my Twitter and email. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.